Dadcast Nation, thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Dadcast Podcast. I'm your host, Lavelle Lamonier, and I want to thank you for being a part of what we're doing. Hey, before we get into the show this week, would you do me a great big favor? Right down below this video, there's a subscribe button and a like button. Would you go ahead and click subscribe? Doesn't cost you anything, but you can get all of the information about what we're doing every week. And the like button, that really helps us out. If you subscribe and like, those two things make a big difference. And then if you feel like leaving us a comment, go ahead and do so right down below in the comment section. We love to hear from the Dadcast Nation. Hey, I also got to give a great big thank you and a hey, honey, what's up, boo? To my lovely wife, Dr. Gabrielle Lamonier, who is the co-content manager and co-producer of this show. She's the brains behind this operation, and I just couldn't do it without her. So thank you, honey. Thank you for pushing us toward excellence every single week. What? Do you really want another one? Another dad joke. Here we go. Hey, if a child refuses to nap, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Oh man, come on, let's go and watch this episode. Dadcast Nation, Lavelle here. I am in Detroit, Michigan. We are filming an episode for our On the Road edition. And when we think of Detroit, we think of the Motor City. But we can't think about the Motor City without thinking about the historic Motown Records. And that's where we are right now, at the home of Motown Records. All the greats like Marvin Gaye and the Temptations, and so many that we can think of that were right here at the Motown Music Company, which is now the Motown Museum. I'm going to walk around, show you a little bit of it. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, it's closed to the public right now, but I couldn't come to Motown, I couldn't come to Detroit without showing you a little bit of Motown. Come on with me. Hitsville, USA, folks. Motown. The home of the iconic Marvin Gaye, and probably one of the most iconic albums of all time from 1971, What's Going On. Here's a little plaque that tells you about Motown. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. For those that are not, obviously created on this site from 1959 to 1972 with an $800 loan. And then you can read the rest of it there. And this is where the hits were made, folks. Diana Ross. It goes on and on and on. That's all we can get for you today, folks. Again, we're right here at the Motown Museum, and I want to thank you. We'll see what else we can find in Detroit. Hey Dadcast Nation, Lavelle here. I am still in Detroit, Michigan, and I was walking around looking for something to do, and I ran into this guy right here who knows everything that needs to know about Detroit. This is my man Ed. Ed, say hi to Dadcast Nation. Hey Ed, tell me about Detroit. You were telling me off camera a little bit about the different sides of Detroit. So how is Detroit broken out?
Detroit really breaks down to a few different sides. You got the east side and the west side, like we were talking about earlier. The west side has their issues. They call the east side ghetto, if you will.
Okay.
The east side calls the west side bougie. You got your Southwest Detroit, where you got your Latino community. Then you got downtown Midtown. So downtown Midtown is where everything happens. Right? Downtown Midtown is where the majority of the money goes. So when money comes to the city, it usually goes into that downtown Midtown space. You got Wayne State University. So it's a lot to do. I know we're talking about the African American Museum. A little bit earlier, you got Hitchtown, USA, Hitsville, USA rather. Just right off the boulevard. You got Henry Ford. Like this area was made this way because of Ford. Right? Ford came in and hired people. They're building cars, and so it's a lot of Ford history. Henry Ford Hospital. Ford is actually renovating the old train station. So you should get a chance to shoot by the old train station. It's right here on Michigan Avenue. With you jumping on the scooters or the personal transportation, that gives you a lot of leeway just moving around the downtown area of Detroit. So it's so much rich history. Like the richest people who have ever lived in Detroit. Right? You got the Dodge brothers, right? From Dodge, they got mansions right off Woodward. You old enough to remember Hudson. Right? Hey, there's the Hudson Mansion. That's right here off Woodward. The Kresge Foundation. You old enough to remember Kresge. Right? Kresge and Kmart used to compete, the five and dime, right? And everybody thought, oh, Kresge went away, but Kresge has $1 billion foundation around it. Right? So you can find the Kresge Mansion. It's an entire block. The Kresge Mansion is an entire block.
Check that out.
Right? Yes, it's straight up Woodward. So you like right here where you can get access to just about every part of the city out of downtown. You got freeways and all that. But you just go straight up Woodward to Boston Edison District. So that's one of the richest areas, in the city. You got Indian Village, one of the richest areas. That's east side. You got Palmer Park, which is further north, close to the suburbs. These are areas that got mansions. So these are $1 million, multi-million-dollar homes. These are the judges stay. Right? These were all the really significant people live in the city.
So if somebody from Dadcast Nation comes to Detroit and they just want to hear, because this is supposed to be music.
It is, right? Motown.
So where can you go and hang out and listen to some good live music in Detroit?
Man, where can't you go? Right? Where can't you go? If you went to jazz, they got the Dirty Dog Cafe. That's in a little suburb downtown Grosse Pointe. It's kind of a rich area. But as far as the city, man, the list just goes on and on.
A lot of live music.
Yeah, it's plenty of places that you can catch live music, especially here downtown. It's just what type of music do you like? Are you in the jazz? Are you in the hip hop? You can even probably find a country place down here.
I'm down with country.
Right.
I hear with that. The Dadcast Nation, they know already.
Right. So plenty of spots that you can really hit. Cannabis is taking the country by storm.
Right.
So there are some places where you can actually go and do some poetry, smoke, read your literature. Right. So it's so many little things, and it's I think because of the pandemic, you have like pockets that's breaking out in certain areas, where it's not necessarily going to be advertised, but you jump on Facebook, you jump on your social media, a lot of these things are really easy to find. All right. So I wouldn't even know where to start with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right. You gave me a lot of information. I'm going to check it out. Hey, folks, we've got a few more stops to make here in Detroit, so I'll be moving around. I'm going to jump on one of these little scooters here. You guys can see. Spin scooter. And I'm going to take that around and see what I can get into, and we'll be back at you with some more of this episode. Take care. Dadcast Nation, this episode is brought to you by some amazing sponsors. Phenomenal Solutions, a consulting and coaching firm that specializes in the total person experience. You can find information about them on Instagram at PHEE_nominal coaching. That's NOMENAL coaching. Or give my man Calvin Menifee a call at 713-254-7123. J. Harper Films, Janard Harper, who is an award-winning filmmaker, director, writer, and producer. Hey, check out his great work on all of the streaming platforms and on his website at www.jharperfilms.com. Just the Beginning Event Planning. These folks are an amazing team of event planners that can make any project stand out. Contact Lasagna Latulis on Instagram at JTB Events for more information. Miss Ma's Link Specialties for the best homemade links and boudin in the world. Give my man Darren Raymond a call. You can look him up on Instagram at MuaLinks20. That's MuaLinks 20. Nitro Logistics, a great company that provides freight services across the U.S. You can find their information at www.nitrologistics.us. Come on, folks, let's get back to our episode.
What up, though?
All right. What's up, Dadcast Nation? I'm out in Ann Arbor, Michigan. There's another part of this episode here in Michigan. And I'm on a paddle boat, folks. We're going to go out here into the lake, do a little fishing for a few minutes, see what we have. I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see a little bit of this area, beautiful lake that I'm on here. Let's see if you could see the paddle boat here. I'm not really sure if this is the best place for fishing, but we'll throw the line out here just to give it a little shot, see what we can catch. Then we'll move back in and head on to our next area. I'm using my Black Max casting reel here. As you can see, it's a pretty good open face reel for bass fishing. I also hear that there's some pike in this water, but the water appears to be pretty shallow, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch anything here or not, but it is a good experience nonetheless. Got some nice turtles on the log over here, folks. We'll zoom in and catch them really quickly. It looks like a mama turtle and her little ones gone off into the water now. All right, well, we'll try this bank area over here and make sure I can get you to see it. Right over here in this area. See if we can catch anything. I'm using a little spinner lure. If you can see it here, let me get it in your view. And we'll see what we can do, folks. I'm going to turn around here. This paddle boat is a little bit difficult to keep everything steady as we would if we were in a regular boat, but we'll do our best. All right, Dadcast Nation. Been out here about an hour. Didn't really catch anything today. As I said earlier, the water is kind of kind of shallow, but it is beautiful out here, as you can tell. Right back by our little friends here, the turtles. As you can see them. Oh, they're up here. Let me zoom in for you. But looks like they're gone now. But had a good time out here on the lake nonetheless. And we're gonna paddle on in, dock our little paddle boat, and put our gear away and move on to our next adventure. From Ann Arbor, Michigan, this is Lavelle, your host for the Dadcast podcast, signing off for now. Peace. I'm out. Now, folks, before we leave, I wanted to show you the goats that are grazing here. They're just relaxing here in the shade. Beautiful animals. We're going to let them rest. And once again, I'm signing off. Peace, everybody.